If you look at SsangYong, a lot of things have gone right for us. Our volume growth has been very good. This year we closed at 146,000 vehicles roughly, with about 22% growth compared to last year, which itself was a very high growth. We picked up market share. In fact, the domestic growth in Korea was more than 30%. We picked up market share in Korea and became the fourth largest company from being fifth largest company in Korea. We had a good growth in export also. And all the products that we launched, the refreshes, did very well, were successful. So we had very good year. We also were helped in the financial side by currency, a situation where Korean won was relatively weak than what we had expected. So when we add the volume, the exchange rate, and the cost control that we did, we turned slightly profitable, not much of a profit, but a small profit for the year. Having said that, there is a provision that we may have to make because of some labor ruling that has been done by the Honorable Supreme Court of Korea, because of which we may have to provide some money that our auditors are still working on. We don't know what that will be.
But even after making the provision, it will be a profit?
That we don't know yet. So it depends on how much provision we have to make, and the provision may take us into a negative territory. So I would say operationally we are profitable, but this one-time provision that we may have to make. The engine program clearly is very critical because the 6-engine family that we come out with as a result of this program will power almost all Mahindra and SsangYong vehicles in future. I'm not talking the large SUVs. I'm talking of the compact to mid-size SUVs, UVs, pickups that we come out with. All of them will be powered by this series of 6-engine, which is two 1.2 liter engine, petrol and diesel, a 1.6 diesel, a 1.5 diesel, a 1.6 petrol, and potentially a 1 liter petrol. So this is the suite of engines that we come out with, which will then be our powertrain for powertrain for all the future vehicles. So very important, and the way we have worked it, there's a lot of commonality across the Mahindra and SsangYong versions of engines, and therefore gives us a lot of advantage in development as well as in sourcing. As far as the vehicles are concerned, these are all platform based, and we are deciding on a case by case basis where it makes sense for us to use the same platform for a Mahindra and a SsangYong product, and where it doesn't make sense, and we take case by case decision and move forward. Well, we are targeting a volume of 160,000 for this year, which is a 10% growth over last year. This is in a market which is not growing at all. So even a 10% growth in that market is a good growth for us, and therefore we'll probably pick up some market share. Over a 3-year period, we have a much more ambitious plan of doubling our volumes in 3 years to roughly 300,000 in 2016, which is clearly a very aggressive growth, and that depends on 2 or 3 new launches that will happen before 2016. The first one will be in first quarter of 2015, which is the X100 product, and then after that we will have 2 more which will come before 2016. Clearly we are counting on a significant growth happening in the Korean market. So that is one big chunk where we are expecting to grow beyond the market growth and pick up market share. And therefore a fairly significant chunk of the growth comes from Korean market. Russia is an established market for us where I'm saying SsangYong right now when I say us, where we already sold of the order of 30,000 vehicles last year, and we are expecting that market to grow with time, and so therefore a good amount of growth will come from there. But probably the biggest growth for us we are expecting from China, where we have just about started a ramp up of volume. We have fairly modest volume in 2013, a good growth in 2014, and a much more aggressive growth in 15 and 16. So China is a very important market for SsangYong to achieve the 300,000 growth plan. Then we are looking at some of the ASEAN markets where SsangYong does not have a very strong presence right now, but some of the new products that are coming up may be good products for those markets. We're looking at that. Western Europe is growing, still is small compared to what it was in SsangYong's peak period. So we are hoping to get back to that level in Europe, which will give us a 7,000-8,000 increase in Europe. I'm seeing a little bit of positivity in the mood. People that I'm talking to now are saying that perhaps the worst is over and we should start seeing some turnaround. It could simply be out of desperation and okay, what else can go wrong? It has to go better. But I think it's a serious positive view because there's some signs, though January was disappointing, but some signs that yes, consumer confidence may be coming back, and at this time, if we get little bit of a trigger, it will help. So, if the finance minister does even small things in the vote on account on February 17th, this gives a positive signal to the auto industry, to the consumer. I think it's going to start a chain of positive sentiment, and which could then become a virtuous cycle and build on itself. So I'm hoping for something like that. Of course, other thing that one is hoping for is election results to see if a good, strong, stable government comes in. That will be a very positive sign. But overall, I would think that most people in the industry today are feeling a little bit more positive than they were 6 weeks ago. Okay, but it's not based on sort of performance in the marketplace. The January performance actually has been worse than November, December. So it's not based on that. It's more based on what they say going forward.